Hey, today we're going to talk about running and low back pain. A lot of people are getting low back pain while they're running, and they're wondering, why am I getting all this tension and this discomfort? It's something that I've helped runners with for years. So when I used to work with the Army, the soldiers, obviously they have to run all the time, and a lot of people would get a lot of tightness and discomfort and tightening sensation that happens during running. So what happens is it's often a combination of one, abdominal weakness, and two, it's often a difference in either running form or how the pelvis is tilted as you're running. So that contributes to your form, right? So naturally your hip bones can be tilted forward a little bit more. That can be caused by tight hip flexors. It can change basically the whole mechanics of how you're running. And these tight hip flexors can be for a variety of ways. It can be from either a weakness in the hamstrings. So since your hamstrings are weak, instead your hip flexors, they have to take over. So your body's going to find a way to do it, right? And what happens is, as those hip flexors are tight and tilts the pelvis forward some, it stretches out the hamstrings, which they become weak anyway, and it just contributes to the cycle of this problem. So what I find is there's a multitude of things you need to do in order to resolve low back pain while you're running. One of the very first things is getting those hip flexors stretched out. But often that's not going to solve the problem if you're not also at the same time working on increasing your hamstring strength and being able to improve that. The other factor that you need to do is also the abdominal strength. So we tend to be weaker at our core, especially as we age. Once we hit 30, we just naturally don't quite build muscle exactly the same as we used to. We often tend to put a little bit more weight on our midsection if we're not cautious about our diet and our exercise, and simply life gets busy, and making it to the gym is just not the same as it once was. When you have smaller families, kids have sports, there's so much that goes on in kind of that 30 to mid 40s age range especially. And I see this running with like low back pain a lot more. Really people in their late 30s and upper 40s in that age range, because that is when we tend to get busier in life, and working our abs is just simply not a top priority, or we don't have the time for it. As the core gets weaker, then our back muscles have to take over that load, and that often plays a big role into why we get low back pain when running. So once again, it's kind of a multitude of things. It can be a running form issue, it can be a core issue, or it could be a hamstring weakness and hip flexor combo duo. Those are the main reasons that most people get low back pain while they're running. I'm Dr. Shari, orthopedic physical therapist with Athletity Movement Clinic. I'm happy to share this information with you today. I've worked with runners for over a decade, and really just people all across the country. I've lived in 5 different states. So I have found that the problems are the same for everyone. It just is a matter of where you are in your lifespan, where you are with your activity level, and what you might need to do to improve it. So reach out, look for more videos from us at Athletity if you want more help, or directly reach out if you want a customized plan for you. And I hope this helps. Have a great day.